There's no easy way out. I just wanna know there's no easy way out. No easy way out. I'm not asking for another chance.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the No Easy Way Out podcast. My name is Tony Nash, and we are coming to you as always from the Woodwork building in beautiful downtown Owasso, home to my company AZ Business Solutions, where we help grow your brand from A to Z. Now, I wanted to start by saying some of you are probably wondering, where are the gold mics? We have had the gold mics for, I think, 95 episodes. Is that about right, guys? Somewhere in the 90s. We're somewhere in the 90s right now, which was the best decade also. But we use these for now. Those podcast mics that we bought were like, literally, it was like a podcast in a box. Like, we decided we want to do a podcast, so we bought like Amazon special. They were not meant to be set up and tore down every week for 4 years and 95 episodes, but they lasted us. So we got to give a moment of silence for the gold mics. It was everybody's favorite thing. So a quick moment of silence. All right, that's all they get, but that was good. They lasted us. So let us know in the comments how you feel about us switching. These are the real podcasters mics, so we feel like we're real podcasters now. So we've upgraded our mics, and we're excited about that. So hope to bring you more better sound quality and video quality all the time, trying to get better here at the No Easy Way Out podcast. Now, I'm excited to introduce to some of you my guest today. I've known him for a little bit here, and all the beautiful furniture that you've commented on in our offices was courtesy of this man. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. Some of you may know him. I guarantee you that those of you who have visited some downtown businesses have seen some of his handiwork, but maybe you don't know who he is. So today we want to get you to know him, and that is Mr. Levi Perry. Levi, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Tony.
This is your first podcast, right? So we're excited to have you. A lot of our guests are first-timers, so we're excited to break them in. And again, we just want to let our audience get to know you and a little bit about what you do. So why don't you take a little time and tell our audience a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, thanks for having me. First of all, my name is Levi Perry. I'm born and raised in the area. Grew up in Chestnut, spent a lot of time in Owasso. My grandparents lived in Owasso, and we pretty much grew up there in the summers because they had the pool. And so I moved to Owasso permanently about 15 years ago. Started getting involved in the community through some volunteer efforts and just kind of fell in love. So we've stayed here ever since. I'm been married almost 10 years, father of 3, and I do a little woodworking on the side. So.
A little bit of beautiful woodworking. So you are also, on top of everything else you got going, you are the owner of Studio 720.
Correct.
So tell our audience a little about what Studio 720 is, maybe where they've, we'll start with what it is and what you guys do.
Sure. Well, we're custom woodworking. So anything that, involves wood or metal. We use some metal fabricators to complete our pieces sometimes, but yeah, we can make custom furniture, custom cabinetry. We do some repairs, although it's not kind of our bread and butter, but we seem to do a lot of work downtown here for the local businesses on the commercial end, but we also do residential. And basically, yeah, if you can dream it up or be inspired by something and want to get a hold of us, we can create something that would fit the needs. So.
Yeah, well, the table we're leaning on right now, this big monster of a table that took 4 guys to carry just half the top, basically, up the stairs. You had to disassemble it up here. And if we ever move, this table's probably it's staying here because I don't know if moving it is going to be a challenge. So. Yeah. But a beautiful, beautiful table. We get so many compliments on it. Of course, you guys did all of our furniture, all of our desks, our tables, our little coffee bar, my desk. We have some other projects that we've been talking about working on, but since I'm in the middle of a building project right below us, I've just kind of been preoccupied with that. I know you were busy with a big project in downtown. I'll let you tell the audience about that. But we love our furniture. I came to Levi and said, I want 100-year tables. You can go online and buy desks or cubicles, but we wanted something custom. I showed him some ideas I had, but we said we wanted like really thick, wood tops that looked classy with like some I-beam looking legs. And you knocked it out of the park, man, and they're really awesome. We love it, and we get so many comments on them, so many compliments. So where else in our area would people be able to see some of your work?
Sure. Well, so obviously we've done your office suite. We did Insight Vision Center's new office suite
Beautiful.
down in the corner of, is it Washington Exchange?
I think that's right.
And a lot of work with Aviator Jane, Mandy over there. She has
her new
her
space is
interior
incredible.
design.
Yeah.
Yeah, her new space is awesome. We did some stuff for her, did some stuff for her old space, and a lot of work with Foster as well. So their
A lot of
East
those tables
Lansing
in
space.
Foster.
Yep, their Flint space, we did all their tables. We did some of the birch stuff in the East Lansing space. And I don't know if you've been out there, but there's a huge, like, 100-foot wall that we did this geometric pattern on. It was a lot of overnighters.
I haven't seen
but
that.
it was a blast,
It's
and
a lot
it
of
turned out
fun.
really cool.
Yeah. Is that the most challenging project? I was just going to ask you, what's your most challenging project? But it sounds like maybe you just described it.
That was, that was probably one of the most challenging just from a timing standpoint. I mean,
Yeah.
we really had to buckle down to get it done. It was all on site, so it wasn't anything I could really prepare a lot ahead of time for.
Sure.
Whereas if I had to say my most challenging, it might have been getting this table up here.
Yeah, I was just going to say that was amazing to watch. You had a crew, and I would have never thought half of this table was as heavy as it is. I'm just thinking, some 2x4s, right? Like, it's not that heavy, but like seeing it and then helping you guys move it around a little, like, holy cow. So this thing fully assembled with the steel, what is it, steel? The legs?
steel I-beam type
steel
legs.
I-beam. What do you think the weight on this thing is?
I mean, I would say 600 to 800 pounds.
600 to 800 pounds.
So when this
so at
is
least two
hard
of me.
maple, hard maple, so it's super dense.
Yeah.
So
Well, it looks great, man. It looks awesome, and we're excited to work with you in the future. What really, you've done a lot of different types. But what is the type of furniture that you feel like is really your niche and what you really want to focus on? Is there such a thing?
I would actually say I don't really have a niche. I mean, the creativity aspect is
like a
where it's
challenge.
at for me. Exactly. I was telling my wife the other day, there really isn't two things we built that are the same or even close to the same. I mean, cabinetry, kind of, it's all boxes, and then it's just on how you finish it. So I guess that's the closest thing that would be the same, over and over. But yeah, in the custom woodworking field, I mean, wood as a medium is so versatile, and individuals, tastes are different, and so everything is just adapting to that and finding whatever that style is and meeting that need. So
Yeah, I know for us here, like when we're designing something and somebody comes to us with a crazy idea and you're just like, sometimes you think, do you realize what it's going to take to turn that into like that idea into reality? But we love it. We love the challenging projects, especially when the customer is fun to work with and has a vision for it. So it's kind of fun.
Absolutely.
What do you enjoy most, really about, is it the creativity, or what is it that, kind of got you into this and what you enjoy most about doing it?
Well, I mean, to go way back, my grandfather was a woodworker, and I spent a lot of time in his shop, and so that kind of gave me my taste, got me hooked. And then when I became, an independent adult and had my own space that I could work in, it kind of, was just, a need. I mean, we needed furniture for our house, and we went to all the different furniture stores and just couldn't find something we really liked. And so I built something for myself, and because I had the tools, I mean, I'm a handy person on the side. And so I just kind of built something for myself, posted it to social media, and it just took off from there. So
People liked it.
yeah, accidental business. So.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You got something that you think you're good at, start putting it out there, let people see it. A lot of times, when you're creative, you're your worst critic. And so sometimes we hesitate to show our stuff to other people because we're worried about the criticism we might receive. But,
Sure.
I found when you put stuff out there, the support that you get is much greater than, the criticism. And it's just such a great way to build an audience. And so I know Studio 720 isn't the only thing you got going on, and we'll talk a little about that. But what is it that you want those listening today? What do you want them to know about your business, what's going on with it, and how they would, find you?
Sure. Well, I'm really terrible at updating my website, but there is studio720.com.
We know a company that can help you with that.
Yep, absolutely. I even social media, I'm a better maker than I am online presence. But there's lots of stuff you can see on Facebook or Instagram. Just search for Studio 720. But it's the thing I'd want people to know about me is that we are we are a resource. We're somebody that if you have that, that situation like we had where we went to the furniture stores, we didn't see something we liked, you look on Wayfair and stuff like that, and you might feel inspired, but maybe it's not exactly the right size, or maybe you'd rather there be a drawer instead of a door or something, or more, major changes, or a completely original idea. We can meet that need, and we're local and available to help. So
Awesome.
that would be the thing I would want.
So bring
people to
some
know
Google
about us.
images with you.
Sure. It's actually really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I know you said you do commercial, residential. I mean, so is it really just anyone that's looking to do some furniture, that's who you want to reach out to you?
Absolutely.
Anybody and everybody.
Yep. We've done suites that are 18 pieces of furniture, and we've done, fixing a chair for somebody. Yeah. So it's really is a diverse thing. It's wood being the diverse thing that it is. If you have a need, we can meet it.
Awesome. The first time I had heard of you was when Corey Shook moved into the Armory, and she had those cool desks. I'm like, oh, those are cool. Where'd you get those? And she said, Levi Perry, which I hadn't heard of you. And then within a couple of days, I was talking, I think, to John Moore at Foster, and he said the name Levi Perry. And so that's kind of what got it rolling. And then I saw a few other things, and I knew when we got here that you were our guy. So again, we appreciate all the work and all the quality craftsmanship. One of our core values here is excellence. Any job worth doing is a job worth doing well. We talk about everything you design is a self-portrait of you, so autograph your work with excellence. And so we do appreciate that, even down to the little stamp. A lot of people ask about, well, that's such a cool little stamp with your logo. So,
thanks. I can tell you what it is if you'd like. It's
please.
A pear tree. That's where the name Perry comes from. Is historically those who reside in the pear tree, and we actually have a pear tree that looks very similar to that in our yard. So that was my inspiration. I hand drew that,
cool.
And it's kind of hard to tell on that brand, but there is a little pear hanging off of one of the branches. So.
Very cool. No, I didn't know that. So that's pretty sweet. That's really well. I would just say that you are a local gem, a good resource, somebody that will do quality work at a fair price and will take good care of you. So
thank you.
Make sure if you're looking for some furniture, you want that custom look in your offices or in your home, or you have that space where you want something to fit but you can't find it, reach out to Levi and the crew at Studio 720, and they'll take good care of you. So we also always send our guests a little questionnaire just to kind of get to know them as the person. Like you talked about this before the podcast. People might see you around town or hear your name like I did, but they don't know that you drive a smart car. And so let's talk a little bit about some of the things that, are the man, Levi Perry. Now, I do want to talk about the smart car because you and I are big guys.
Yeah,
we're big guys, not the typical. And I had a smart car for about 2 years, and people were like, do you fit in that thing?
Yeah,
You're actually quite
I get asked
roomy.
that all the time. Sure.
You're actually quite roomy. Me and my pastor, who is bigger than me, we both rode in it together one time, and we're like shoulder to shoulder. It was, but I actually enjoyed it. It's a fun little car, incredible gas mileage. So I
drive it to Lansing every day.
I think it made me smart. You know what they say about guys who drive big trucks? They're kind of like, well, I'm like, well, what does it say about me? I drive a smart car, so
it works both ways. Sure,
that's right. Okay, so we send the same question to everybody. So we're just going to talk a little bit about some of the things that are your favorite place you've ever been was Austin, Texas. Tell me about Austin.
Well, actually, I have an uncle and a brother who my uncle lives down there, has for years and years, decades, and my brother moved down there for a little while. So I went down to visit. Did some South by Southwest week stuff when I was younger. That was a blast.
I've always wanted to go to that.
And then I took my family for a vacation a few years ago, and we just went and saw all the sites and just created a lot of memories. So
what time of year did you go?
I would say the best time, March.
Yeah, it's hot in Texas. I've been to Texas once, and it was like brutally hot. So.
March, it's like 75, 80, sunny. It's a great time to get away from the Michigan gloom towards the end of the winter.
Yeah. Well, the next thing, Zach and I always joke that we're the youngest man alive, but you just might be the youngest man alive. You're only like 4 or 5 years old, right? Technically.
Eight, but
8 years old.
Yep.
Because you were born on leap day.
Exactly.
So you've only had 8 birthdays.
Yep.
8 birthdays.
Looking forward to 2024.
That's
the big
that's
9.
The next one.
Yeah.
You're going to turn 9 on the 20. So what do you do on the off years? Do you celebrate your birthday, or do people just like, no, you're not getting anything this year?
Nope, no celebration. No, I just
when you were a kid, your parents were like, nope, sorry.
It's an easy way to save a little bit of money around February, but no, I ended up deciding when I was younger that, because I know people that have leap day birthdays, and they always celebrate on the 28th when there's not a leap day, 29th of February. And I always kind of looked at that and thought it was a little funny because my birthday is just the day after the 28th, whatever that is. If there's a 29th, it's that. Right. And the off years, they celebrate March 1st.
March 1st. So. Okay. It's a good strategy.
Yeah.
Well, a buddy of mine, he got married on leap day. And if you know this guy, you know he did it on purpose, like so that he would only have to celebrate his. He teases his wife all the time, like, we don't get an anniversary for 4 more years. So he's got to make it big every 4 years.
That's strategy right there.
That's right. So those of you thinking about getting married in 2024, March 29th is a
February
great day.
29th,
That's what I meant. February 29th. What day does it fall on next year? Do you know?
I don't know. No, I haven't looked that far ahead.
If it falls on a Saturday or a Friday, that's a good day to
Big
get
party.
married.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so stranded on a desert island. This one was interesting to me. You had one CD to listen to. What would it be? You said
Best of Hans Zimmer. I don't even know if it's a CD, but it's on Apple, so that counts.
I don't even know what. I mean, is that like classical music?
Hans Zimmer is, and I'm sure everyone's heard of Hans Zimmer, at least in his work. He's a film composer for film scores.
Oh, okay.
So, Inception, Interstellar, all those major cinematic film scores.
So you want the soundtracks?
Yeah, I'm a soundtrack
movie
guy.
soundtracks.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
If you ever find me like an evening in the shop, that's what I'm blaring. Is like
What's
The Last Samurai or something.
What's your favorite soundtrack?
Interstellar,
yeah, which is also your favorite movie, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen the movie. I've heard so many people talk about it. I'll look at his eyes. He's like, "What? You
can't believe it."
So sell me on here. Why should I watch Interstellar?
So Interstellar is this really incredible story with. I mean, you have to watch it like 4 or 5 times to get the whole thing. Which is that's the type of movie I love. You know, where you can't quite pick it all up.
Every time you watch it, you pick new things up.
Exactly, but it's hugely about time, and so Hans Zimmer used that in the film score. A lot of things are based on time. Because in interstellar travel in this movie, the characters are in close proximity to a black hole, and so you get into the laws of gravity affects time. I forget what Einstein's laws were, but it's really kind of an interesting way that they put all that together into a film. And an interesting fun fact about it is the graphical display of this black hole was actually used for scientific research after the film because it was so accurate.
Oh wow!
So it's really kind of cool.
So would it be a sci-fi? Is it? I mean, what's the genre?
Sure.
Sci-fi, yeah. And who's in that movie?
Matthew McConaughey is the lead.
That's a good lead.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check it out. Interstellar, but I have to watch it 4 times. Is what you're telling me?
Well, I mean, if you're good, maybe you'll pick it up the first time around. But yeah,
probably not. I'm not the guy that picks up on all the little minutia the first time.
So I enjoy the cinema of it, so I tend to almost glaze over the first watch, and then after that, it's just kind of like, okay, what's the story here? So
all right, I'll check it out.
Definitely.
Irrational fear. This is one I've never heard before. Falling teeth first into the stairs. So when you were carrying my stuff up here, you must have been like petrified.
Sweating bullets. Yeah.
Where do you think that comes from?
I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really have a teeth thing or anything. It was just kind of every time I go up like a cement staircase, it's just kind of like
you're just picturing that moment of what if I fall face
careful
first?
Steps.
Interesting. One last meal you would eat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're going to have to explain to me. I'm assuming it's Louisiana. Bayou Billy's.
Bayou Billy's.
Did they have that at Lula's?
No. Well, Bayou Billy's is actually not necessarily a meal. It's a traveling restaurant.
Oh, it's a restaurant. I
Yeah.
thought that was like the food was called a Bayou Billy's.
Yeah, it's just kind of a jambalaya platter is what you can get there, but it's
a restaurant. Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes they're at like Uncle John's Cider Mill or something in the backfield, and they're just this traveling thing. They've got like the barrel sodas, and you get the little tin cup and get $1 refill for the lifetime of the cup and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean.
So what's
spicy
the dish?
Rice stuff?
You get a dish at Bayou Billy's. What's the dish do they bring you on the electric chair or wherever it is? Wherever it is.
So it's like a spicy rice. It's sausage, chicken, steak, cheese sauce over it.
Or a jambalaya.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
It is a really good find.
Sounds amazing. So if we run across the Bayou Billy's,
check it out.
And check it out.
We seek them out. There's a website for it.
Okay. Where's the nearest Bayou Billy's?
Yeah.
Okay, any job in the world, what would it be? You said full-time woodworker, so you have a little bit of a you have a job.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do from your 9 to 5?
I work for the state in Lansing, so if I were to be living my dream, it would be at home, being creative 100% of the time in my shop. So
Well, we got to get you there, man.
hey,
We got to get you there. Yeah, I think you have the skill, you have the talent. We just got to find the clients for you. But I think it's something you should be doing full time because you are really, really good at it.
That's the dream. Thank you.
And if there's anything we can do to help, we love helping people kind of achieve their vision, their dreams. That's really what our business is all about. So you ever get to the point where you're like, all right, I'm going all in, let us know. We'll help get you there. We'd love to be a part of that journey with you.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Now, this one is a good, accurate one, I thought. Who would play you in a Hollywood movie? You said Kevin James. I can totally see it.
Oh, yeah.
Would your life be a comedy? Because he's better in comedies.
I'm the funny one in the family, so I would say, well, I guess we're all kind of funny, but yeah, he's got my kind of humor, kind of that goofy style and
Slapstick.
Yeah.
That's a good casting. Proudest moment and achievement, adopting your 2 eldest children. All right.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, when I met my wife, she had 2 children, and without getting too much into the details, we decided somewhere along the way that it was going to be best for me to just adopt them. So that's what we ended up doing, and that was probably the proudest day of my life, was giving them that letter that said, this is complete, and you're now Perry's. So.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, congratulations on that. We adopted my eldest daughter. She was my niece, and she'd had some rough things happen in her life as a young child, and we had the opportunity. She stayed with us for a summer. Had the opportunity to adopt her, and so now it's just she's one of the 6.
Wow.
So once you have 5 kids, another one, it's like you don't even notice her half the time. So. One wish besides unlimited wishes you said you would wish for. The ability to see the history of anything or place, like to touch a wall and see everything that has happened in the room since its inception. That's pretty cool.
Well, yeah. So
You're a history guy?
I wouldn't say that, but it's been a fascination of mine. So our house was originally a church built in 1887.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in north side of town, and we went in there and we bought it in 2015, and we couldn't really do much right away because my son was born 11 days after we bought our house, and so it was just kind of like surviving for the first year. But when we started doing stuff, we pull up carpet and stuff, and you saw the original wood floors with like the marks where the pews were bolted down and stuff.
Amazing.
And it just triggers something in me. I'd love to just see, weddings, whatever happened in this. And I've tried to do the research, but it really I can't come up with much. So it would be interesting for me to be able to, just see the history of that space.
That would be a cool movie where a guy's got like this superpower or whatever you want to call it, or this thing where he can touch a wall and see everything that happened in that room. And that'd be really cool to see.
Great concept.
Yeah, very cool. So let us know when you want to write that script, and we'll make the movie for you.
Kevin James will star in it.
That's right.
That's a
The
juxtaposition.
History Man, starring Kevin James. So I think that I'm a little bit similar in that because we've been doing this project downstairs, and this is an old building, and when you start ripping up walls and floors and start finding things, actually under this building there is a whole tunnel system that goes, and it shows some of the old tunnels that were around town. There was a time in Owasso where you could actually shop in the entire downtown underground.
Yeah.
And they had all these downtown storefronts, and it's pretty cool to see it. Now all of them are kind of all blocked up, but you can still kind of see the archways and see where some of that happened.
Well, you had me down into the basement to check out the new space, and I saw some of that, and I've been basement of Foster and seeing that it's just fascinating.
Yeah. When was it that I took you down in the basement? That was a while ago, right?
Yeah, maybe a month ago.
Oh, it wasn't okay.
Actually,
So it wasn't you should see it now, though. It's really coming along. It looks like a completely
exciting.
different space. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about your journey. Okay, so what kind of brought you to this point and where you're at today and where you're going. So you said you were born and raised in the Chesaning area, spent some time in Owasso because Grandma had a pool. Similar to me, I had the same thing. I was at Owasso, but Grandma had a pool.
Yep.
Did you go to college somewhere? You went to school at Chesaning. Did you go to college somewhere?
I started at Baker, but it just wasn't my thing. So,
Same.
So.
College isn't for everybody. It's one of the things that I get frustrated with is, society or culture, or I don't know who it is, educators really push Everyone needs to go to college, and I think college is great. I think for the right profession, college is a must, and there are certain professions where you have to go do that.
Absolutely.
But then, the trade schools are highly undervalued or under promoted. Just the ability to learn something on your own by getting out there and doing it and putting your hands to the grind, and so I think a lot of kids end up wasting a lot of money, unfortunately. And again, I'm not anti-college, and I do also believe that there is a value to going away and the college experience just beyond the academics. It does help you grow up. It does give you some life experiences that you wouldn't, maybe, so my son, he really wants to work here. His kind of plan or his dream is to someday take over the family business, and he's got big ideas for this place, which I think are awesome. Stuff that I don't want to do, but if he has the energy to want to do it, I think it's great. But I said, son, if you're going to do that, I want you to go away from home for at least a year. And I told him it doesn't have to be college, but college is so he's in Florida. He's actually he's leaving Saturday, but to go back. But just I value the experience of him getting away from home for a year and having those.
Perspective.
And I told him if you want to stay longer than a year, you can. But yeah, exactly. Because sometimes when you stay in the same small town your whole life, you get a very narrow view of life and society and culture, and so it is good to get outside of your local area, see things, travel, have experiences, because it makes you a more well-rounded person.
Absolutely.
But it does frustrate me that people just push. I mean, some kids just should never go to college. It's just not for. I was not the kid that should. I mean, I went for one semester, and it was a complete waste of money, and I didn't do good in school, and I just goofed off the whole time. And so I think that it really needs to. The kid and the parent needs to help the kid decide what's the right path for you. It's not something that everyone has to do.
Well, and we need the vocational,
absolutely
individuals as well. And I think it's a little bit of an injustice to push, continuing education at the expense of the vocational side. So, I mean, obviously we always are going to need plumbers and electricians and stuff. In fact, with the kind of the change to electric vehicles, electricians are in high demand
than ever,
to make a lot of money, and it's a very fulfilling, hands-on career. So
absolutely.
So yeah.
Okay, so the short time that you went to school, what was the study? What were you studying?
Mechanical engineering.
Yeah. So not even what you're doing today, but something you had interest in.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is a lot of times kids at 17, 18 years old, they don't have a clue what they want to do. And so they pick this field, get the degree, and then they realize I've hired 2 or 3 graphic designers that had a degree that after they worked here for a couple months, they're like, I really don't know if this is what I want to do for a living. It's like, man, that's sad. You just spent $100,000 of education, and 6 months later you realize this isn't what I want to do, so you're not even going to use that degree. So it's hard really at that age to sometimes decide where you're going and what's next. And of course we change and we evolve so much as people.
Well, I've always been that creative type, and so the mechanical engineering, the idea behind it was I would be an architect at some point. And so instead of building buildings now or designing buildings, I design and build furniture for the building. So it's kind of really isn't that far off, but it's definitely
still something in that creative area and building and
always been the thing that appeals to me. So
you said earlier what drew you to it was working in Grandpa's wood shop. So tell us about what that was like as a kid.
Yeah, well, I mean,
jump out of the pool and then go in the wood shop.
Yeah, covered in sawdust, jump back in the pool. So we spent our summers there primarily because my dad would be working, and so they had the pool, and it was just a great place to go, and a lot of great memories there. But my grandpa built cabinetry primarily, and I know he did some stuff for memorial and people's homes and stuff. But we did some projects together as well. I still have some little shelves that we made together and stuff, and working on his rental properties and just the hands-on nature of that. And so it just kind of it continued to foster that creativity in me that was already there. And then those are the things I look back on when I start to teach my own kids the same thing now.
Right. Is Grandpa still around?
He is. Yep.
He is. So he must be very proud of the work that you're doing. Do you love showing Grandpa a project that you just did?
Yeah, the shop mostly. I mean, to see the space that I've created, kind of inspired by his space. I mean, I think he gets a kick out of it for sure. So
is Grandpa good work, or is it like, hey, you didn't do that route, you didn't route that right, or I don't know any of the terminology. But is he a little bit critical, or just one of those old perfectionist guys, or just always proud?
No, he's the type that's super positive, you know. So it's just I think proud grandfather type moments,
affirming all the good stuff.
He's down in Alabama most of the time now, so it's actually few and far between when he gets to see what I'm doing. Yeah. And sometimes he comes up and I don't have something in the shop to show him, so it is kind of exciting to show him just what we've created as a whole.
Well, that's cool. Well, I always like to ask my guests this, because certainly, whatever path you've been on, whatever journey you've taken, you've picked up some things along the way. You've learned some things on this journey of life, the journey of entrepreneurship, journey of just being a working man, a father. And so everybody has those little gem life lessons that they've learned. And so what are some of the things you've picked up along the way that will help other people on their professional journey or on their journey to becoming, who they really want to be?
I could say there's no substitute for getting started. As a parent, as a woodworker, as a business owner, you're not going to have all the answers before you begin.
Definitely not.
And if you think you will, then you'll never begin. And so getting started, do your research, prepare as best you can, and then put feet to the ground and start your work. And you will get those experiences along the way. Talking about traveling, same idea. Experiences are where we learn. Right. So,
yeah, I end every podcast with, as my mother always said, you can't and never could until you tried. And that was something my mother always just said to me. I was a kid, like I had a little perfectionist streak in me, and so if I, something I didn't think I would do, or if I wasn't doing something well, I'd get frustrated with it. And she would just always say, you can't and never could until you tried. You just got to really give it a try. And so I think I always just kind of had in me this willingness to try something. And I've tried a lot of different things to see what works. And some things have worked really, really well, and some things didn't work at all.
Sure.
But I've always been willing to try something. And like you said, to start, give yourself the opportunity to see what it's like, and be willing to fail. Don't be afraid of that.
Exactly.
It's part of the process. There's a lot more learned in losing than there is in winning. And so most of my really valuable life lessons are from times that I just had a setback, or maybe didn't win. And so be willing to put yourself out there and try.
Well, and people will say don't be afraid to fail, but I would actually say be afraid to fail. Gauge your level of risk that you're willing to accept, but don't let that paralyze you.
Right. Be aware of that. Yeah. I always say this too, that failure isn't failure unless it's final. Meaning,
absolutely,
if you quit, a loss is not failure. A setback is not failure. Bad financial decision, or an empty bank account, or even putting the close sign on the door is not necessarily failure unless you quit. It's just part of the journey of getting to the next step.
Yeah.
In your opinion, what do you think it is that sets successful people apart from unsuccessful people?
Well, I'm going to go back to those who are doing what they love. Those who have started are successful in my group. It doesn't matter where you are in the process. If you are moving forward towards your goals, then you found a level of success. And yeah, absolutely.
There you go. I love it. All right, we're going to move on to a segment called Explain That Post. I sent you some photos before the show.
Sure.
And this is just where we kind of go through someone's social media and we find photos and things that we're like, this needs just a little more context, a little more explanation. And so let us know what's going on here. So the first one is this picture of you. You're in some sort of a costume. I don't know if you're supposed to be Big Bird there or what's going on. There's a guy behind you that's got a dinosaur head with giant sunglasses. So is this a Halloween party or what's going on here?
This was a friend's wedding reception.
Oh, a wedding. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a photo booth?
They had a photo booth.
Okay. It makes sense now.
I think the idea here was that everybody had taken the props out of the photo booth and were just dressing up and walking around being goofy. So, yeah.
It's decided to have a little bit more fun outside of the photo booth.
I mean, that's back there, though. How long ago was that?
Yeah, you look like a young man there. I don't know what the date on that was, but... Well, this next one here is actually right outside my offices here, and you're in front of a Lamborghini, which you don't see. Actually, your boy's in front of a Lamborghini. You don't see that in Owasso very often. So do we know whose car this was? Do we know?
Yeah. It's my wife's dentist. What's his name?
Dr. Jaffrey.
Jaffrey.
Yeah. Actually, I saw him That's right. I saw him get in the Lamborghini. That must have been the same one outside of Gilbert's a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So obviously you don't see those around here.
No,
and
it's the
my
Dark
son's big into cars. So
Yeah, my middle son loves Lamborghinis.
yeah.
That's crazy.
He was excited to see that. Had to have a picture.
Yeah, beautiful car there. And this last one, there's 2 pictures. I know what this is. I saw it on Facebook a couple weeks ago, but I think it's a cool story. So why don't you tell our audience a little bit about what this little cabinet's all about? This little
Sure.
shelf.
Well, my son, who's in the photo in front of the Lamborghini, he loves working in the shop with me. And if you're on my Facebook, you've probably seen little videos of him sanding away at something,
Yep.
or just enjoying, being in the shop and fellowshipping with me and learning. And so he's said for a long time that he wanted to build something, and he's always building his own little things with scraps, and he's got his own little screw gun that he screws things together and, just makes things out of his own imagination. But he wanted to build something functional for his bedroom, and so that was a day in the shop for us. We went out, we designed it on the iPad and said what we wanted it to look like, and made sure we were happy with. He was happy with the design.
That's awesome.
And then we milled up this walnut lumber and created this little hanging shelf for his room, and he's got all his little treasures stashed in it. And
Very cool.
I think we made some memories that day.
Yeah, as a dad, I love, sharing those little moments with your kids. I love it when my kids have an interest in something that I'm also interested in. It makes it fun. Me and my boys really connect over basketball, and now my middle daughter, she loves basketball too. So, we got some season tickets to the Pistons game. We go to
cool.
Pistons games, and we, I coach them and we play. We'll watch it together. So enjoying those moments. I have 2 sons that are very interested in this creative stuff that we do, and so, seeing them draw things or design things it's just a fun thing to do. So I love those stories of doing something with your kids and seeing them take an interest in it.
Super rewarding.
Well, we appreciate you sharing that journey, man, sharing your experiences, sharing all the things. And again, I want to emphasize to those listening, to those watching, that if you need some custom furniture, this is your guy. I mean, it is quality. It is high-end, top-level stuff. And again, you're not going to break the bank, I think it's very reasonably priced, honestly. And, I know our tables out in the main area, if you look at it, the cost of, that's a lot for one table. But to us, it's 6 workstations. Right now we're using it as 4, but it could be 6. So if I went out and bought 6 desks, it would have been more than that table.
Sure.
And so looking at it in the way of what the piece is for, this thing here, we've had so many people from the community in here to see this. It's just an awesome. It's the coolest conference table in Owasso. So, and the heaviest, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably.
So check them out.
And I appreciate you keeping it local. A lot of people go out there and they find what they want on Wayfair or something, and that's fine. It's absolutely 100% what fits the need for you at that time. But with this stuff, it was obviously a big job for us, and we appreciate that. And just the reward of being able to see it in town, and as we do with projects all over town, it's just a blast to look back on these
things. We'll continue to work with you, and I know we have some projects that we got to talk about here that we're working on next. But what we like to do towards the end, we have 2 little things left that we like to do. These are a little more fun. I'm sure you know what's coming. One is we just call Say It in 60. We just like to squeeze the last ounce of wisdom out of our guests. So I'll give you 10 rapid fire questions. You know what the questions are because it's the same for everybody. There's no wrong answer. We just want to make sure that we record forever into eternity all the things that are important to Levi Perry.
No pressure.
Yeah. So are you ready for the Say It in 60?
I'm ready.
Dan, we got a timer? All right. We're going to start now. The timer starts now. What is a must-read book?
Game of Thrones.
What is a daily habit that everyone should do?
Brush their teeth.
What is your favorite podcast?
Crime Junkie.
It's a good one. Michigan or Michigan State?
Sports ball? Michigan State.
Okay. What is your why?
Family.
Apple or Android?
Apple.
Good man. What is your favorite quote?
I would say Nelson Mandela. And I have to paraphrase because it's been a while since I've read it. But, it talks about perseverance. So there's no glory in succeeding in life. The glory is in falling and getting back up. Something to that effect.
Love it. Must binge TV series.
Breaking Bad.
All right. How much time we got? 14 seconds to tell the audience what is success to you.
Trying, moving towards your goals, one way or
Trying to move
another.
towards your goals. Just keep moving forward. Love it. You won, man. Studio audience, round of applause.
Hey.
Good job. Thank you. You are the winner. I think you're like the 8th or 9th person that's got all the way through that this season. So good job.
Nice.
Good job. So before we sign off, we are going to do what has become everyone's favorite segment of the show, and that is the Whisper Challenge. Okay. Now I am not a good enunciator. My lips don't move. They don't match what I'm saying. So hopefully you can interpret what I'm saying. I'm also not a good lip reader, so I don't usually do good at this. But it's it's fun for the audience to see us try.
Try, exactly.
So what we'll do, and I know you know how it works, we got some headphones there that we'll put them on. The guys have written down some phrases.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can hear music. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Ready? Leap day baby.
Try again. I have no idea.
Leap day baby.
Keep them happy.
No. Okay, 3 words.
3 words.
Yep. Leap day baby.
First word.
First word. Leap.
Keep.
Leap. Leap.
Keep. Second word.
First word.
First word.
Leap.
Leap.
Leap. Okay. Leap day.
Leap. Day.
Baby.
Birthday.
Leap baby. Leap
Leap
day
day baby.
Leap day baby. Got it. All right.
Wow, that is challenging.
Yeah. All right. Oh wow.
All right, I can hear it from here, so he must be good. Oh man.
Little Tommy Lee on the drums.
All right. 2 words.
Okay. Hold on. I can hear him a little bit. Okay.
I'll speak quietly. Bayou.
2 words you said, right?
2 words. Bayou.
Pie.
Bayou Billies.
Pie.
Bayou. Bayou.
Bayou. That's 2 words. Bayou.
Bayou
Oh,
Billies.
Bayou. Bayou. Oh, what was that?
Bayou.
The food you said. Bayou. Say it.
Billies. Billies.
Billy. What
Bay-
did you say?
Bayou Billies.
Okay, I gotta focus. Say what you're. Bayou
Billies.
Billies. Bayou Billies. I remember you said something. I couldn't remember what the second word was.
What's the name?
Okay. That is distracting because there's a lot of words in this song, so can't focus. All right. Can you hear me?
Nah.
Oh. 2 words.
2 words.
Pear tree.
Is that the first word?
First word.
Okay.
Pear.
Pear.
Pear tree.
Pear tree.
Pear tree. There it is.
Whoa.
The second one was easier than the first.
Is this about not being good at enunciating?
Yeah. I got a lot of practice now.
All right.
A little Metallica.
All right.
Okay.
2 words.
Dude, I'm so caught up in this song right now, I can't even focus. Okay.
Hans.
Dude, I can't focus.
Do we need a new song?
It's just Sandman.
Yeah.
So I can't. Okay.
Hans.
1 word.
Nope. 2 words.
2 words.
Hans Zimmer. Hans.
On.
Hans Zimmer.
On. Is on. The first word is on.
First word Hans.
Oz.
Hans.
Oz.
Hans.
It's not Oz. You're something with an S on the end.
Close. Hans.
Oz.
Hans Zimmer.
Zipper.
Zimmer.
Zipper.
Zimmer.
Zipper.
Hans Zimmer. The M and the
It
P.
sounds
look
like
the
you're
same.
saying on zipper.
You're so close.
This song is so distracting.
Hans.
All right. One more time. First word.
Hans.
On.
Zimmer.
It's zipper. How are you not saying zipper?
Zimmer.
Zimmer.
Hans
Zimmer.
There it is. There it is.
I couldn't see the H.
On zipper is so close.
Like all I was saying was I couldn't see the how do you enunciate?
I know.
H.
I say like Hans.
Dude, that song had me so
Right?
distracted.
Are we doing
I think
another
that's the last one. Oh, we're gonna do one more? Do one more. Okay. Bonus round because we got a leap day, baby. Whew, that was one of the more challenging ones. It looked exactly like zipper because you kept going,
Had nothing.
but you were going muh, but it looked like you were going puh. Are we ready? Just take a drink. Okay, I'm sorry. All right.
2 words.
2 words. Smart car.
Again.
Smart. First word. Smart
Smart.
car.
Smart car.
Smart car. I'm just getting better at enunciating. I've been doing this for a whole season
You're
now. So
well practiced.
tip of the tongue, teeth, and lips. It shouldn't distract me as much.
All right. That's kind of one word. Yeah. One word.
One word.
Woodworking.
Woodworth.
Woodworking.
Woodworking. Woodworking. Got
That
it.
was fast. Nice.
Do we want to do one more? I think we're good. Are you good?
It's up to you.
Well, I think I'm good. I'm good. All right. Well, man, thanks again for coming and doing this with us, sharing a little bit of your journey.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for all the great woodwork and for the stuff we're going to do in the future. We look forward to your journey. I look forward to the day where I get a call. I'm like, Tony, I'm going all in. No more state job.
You'll probably get a call before then.
Yeah, I'm the
with your line of work. So
I'm the full-time woodworker. I'm ready to go in, and I'll just encourage you. Like, when I decided to do this, I was working at Crest Pontoon, and I was trying to do this and that, and it was just hard. And so I finally just said, all right, I got to go all in, and I jumped in, and it was tough. It was tough because we had a family also, and we had to make some sacrifices, but I'm so glad that I did it now. So when you're ready to make that leap, it's not easy, but it can be super rewarding when you're doing what you love every day. So let us know. We're glad to go on the journey with you, man. Thanks again. Before we go, I have you look into this camera here and tell our audience how they can find you, your website, your socials, or email, whatever way you want them to reach out.
Sure. Well, so you can go to studio720.com. There's a inquire button on there that you can send me an email directly through. You can message us through Facebook, Studio720. We have a Facebook page and Instagram. Like I said, maybe we'll update that soon and you'll see some of the current work, but you're welcome to check out what we've done so far and use that to contact us.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, thanks again. You're going to send us some pictures that we can share. Stop into Aviator Jane. You can see some work. Foster Coffee, Corey Shook's office, Insight Vision. Stop here at AZ. Check out some of the work. If you need some references, I'm certain that everyone that's done work with you will refer you. So good job there. So again, man, thanks again for coming on the show.
Awesome.
And thank you for listening or watching. As my mother always said, you can't and never could until you tried. So go out there and try something great, my friends. And don't take the easy way out. We'll see you next time.